Hello again, welcome back to WjB Blacksmithing. Today I'm going to take dimensions of my 440 pound anvil and show you the stand that I made. This one's mine. I'm going to be using it as my main shop anvil. I haven't even used it yet for forging, except I was trying to do a different hold down method for this, and I was cold forging some flat bar, but it didn't work out. Didn't hold the anvil down the way I hoped, so I did this, but I'm also going to put some kind of bolt hold down on the ends here to put tension on the anvil. It's really quiet and sturdy as it is, but might as well add something just to shore it up. But anyways, for dimensions, the anvil is 32.5 inches long from the edge of the heel to the tip of the horn. Then the face itself is 5.5 inches wide and 19 7/8 inches long. I'm taking exact measurements here, so I could just say 20, but either way. The step is 3 1/8 inch long by 4 7/8 inches wide, almost 5. So, anyways, the horn base diameter is 4 3/4 inches. The tip diameter of the horn, which if I sell a 440 in the future, I can dress it to a point, as I stated in the last dimension videos. But this one is a 1/2 inch round at the tip, and the horn length itself is about 9 3/8, it looks like. So not bad. And then the height of the anvil itself is 14 inches. The base is 13.5 inches square, which I already know that dimension because I had to use it for my base for the plate here. But anyways, this one doesn't have a Pritchel hole. I don't really need a Pritchel hole because my bridge anvil that I was using for like the past 2 years didn't even have one. It had 2 hardy holes. This has 1 hardy hole, and it is 1 1/4 inches square, which is a pretty good size. I can drift hammers through there and have pretty heavy hardy tools in there, like bottom swages, bottom fullers, hot cuts, cold cutting tool if I need it, etc. And I can punch my plugs out through here. Then I have a 100-pounder in the shop too if I happen to need a Pritchel hole, which usually I don't. And honestly, I did try to drill a Pritchel hole in here just a little bit ago to see if I could. And I got a center punch mark in there after hitting it a bunch of times where I wanted it. It's hard to get a center punch in there and make a divot. And of course I tried to drill it with 2 different brand new drill bits, 1/4 inch, and it did not cut at all. It didn't even start to cut. Didn't even get 1/1000th of a chip out of there. Even with like a $20 1/4 inch high quality drill bit, I couldn't even begin to cut that. So no Pritchel hole. And the only reason I was going to cut or put one in there is because people kept asking me why I didn't have one in here. Basically, because I don't need it. So most of the other anvils that I have do have a Pritchel hole, except I think the 50-pounders didn't. or don't, because they're small enough, where the hardy hole is small enough to use as a pritchel, basically. That's the reasoning behind it. But anyways, yeah, 1¼ inch square hardy hole in here, no pritchel hole. And yeah, basically the reasoning is I don't need it in this one. Another reason is that I like to use the heel back here for flattening stuff and planishing stuff. Obviously I could do it up around here, but I keep the edges really square at the heel, so it's just better for me for planishing and flattening even blades and bevels and stuff, which I don't do as much. But like for my nail headers, for the handle part, I like it to be flat and planished and square and stuff, and I do it back here. And up here, from about right here, which is about 5 inches back into the face from the cutting table, I have a heavy radius on each side. It's probably 1/2 inch radius, so not that big, but big enough to have a nice transition and shoulders set into things. But from back right here, back on each edge, it's pretty square, pretty sharp, other than like a small 1/16 or even maybe an 1/8 of an inch radius on here. It looks smaller than an 1/8 inch of a radius. And then the heel edge back here is really perfectly sharp, pretty much. Just knocked the machined square edge off of there with a flat disc, and that's all I did. And up here, obviously it's heavier. And yeah, so basically, besides these 2 5-inch long sections, it's basically all square. And then, like I mentioned, I radius the hardy hole edges. Or maybe I didn't mention that. Maybe that was mentioned in a conversation with somebody. But either way, I did that too. So, yeah, I really like it. My WjB Anvil is 475 pounds. It's by itself, plus a wooden block stand. And this feels a lot sturdier and heavier than it, just because of the base difference. If I had a log under this, it would be more light feeling, kind of like the WjB Anvil was. But this, I have, now the stand might not look very heavy or big, but you know, if it was just a normal 150-pound anvil or something on there, you'd realize it. The railroad spikes here are something that you can use for scale, but the feet are 1/2 inch plate that's 6 by 6 inches square, each of them. There's 3 feet. And then there's Schedule 80 3-inch inside diameter pipe for the legs. And those pipes are filled with sand and oil. So the sand takes up most of the space. The oil fills out any minuscule spaces that could be in there. And I did that by drilling some holes in the plate here above where the pipes came in. So I didn't plug weld them or anything closed, the holes, because honestly the anvil is perfectly flat on the bottom. The plate was perfectly flat, and basically the anvil sitting on here acts as a, you know, a lid, if that makes sense. So there's 3 holes. They're all being capped off by the anvil itself. They were just pretty big to plug weld, and I didn't feel like making little corks basically out of steel and welding them in there, because I basically don't have to. So those are filled with sand and oil, and I think it really deadens it down. By itself, this thing would ring a lot. So anyways, on top of the pipes, the plate here is 1/2 inch, which is relatively light, but it's definitely heavy enough. the 1/2-inch plate. I had it cut by the guy that I had cut my plates and stuff for the swage blocks that I've made in the past week or two, which I had a video on one of those. But yeah, so pretty heavy. I have these railroad spikes here for now. Cut, pushed down on here with enough tension that I could, or as much tension that I could put on them, and then welded them on 3 sides. I didn't weld them in between the spike and the anvil because obviously I can't get in there, but they're welded on 3 sides. It's not able to rock or anything, so that's good. I have 2 there and 2 there on this side. They're all pretty tight onto the anvil and welded pretty good. I went and did double beads on some of them that I felt needed them. So yeah, I do plan to put like angle right here, up and over, with a bolt or something to put tension down on the front and back of the base, just to have tension on there. Then even if it's like as tight as it'll be now, and it works loose for some reason, a little bit, the bolts could be tightened down, while these really can't be tightened down. So yeah, I do plan to put some tension on here. But yeah, with the bridge anvil, I could grab the horn and basically go like that pretty easily, and it's a lot harder with this. Yeah, it just feels a lot harder to do that. Just, I don't know, pick it up on one end like this. Definitely feels harder and heavier and more sturdy than the bridge did. And then the bridge anvil was really loud. Whenever I get these mounted down really tight, these are quiet. The bridge anvil was basically impossible to quiet down because of the hole that was in it. So definitely the people about a mile down the mountain aren't going to hear me anymore as much. So even on the heel and the horn, it's pretty quiet. So pretty quiet, other than just the thunk of actually hitting. It doesn't really make any noise at all. It certainly doesn't ring anymore. And they definitely ring really loud whenever they're not mounted down. So I'm happy with it. You guys will definitely see it in basically every video now. So thanks for watching and subscribing. Let me know if I forgot any dimensions. I don't think I did, but I'll be happy to share them. So there it is, my new anvil. You can see the 100-pounder back there that I've been using, which is my girlfriend's, and I hope to make a stand just like this for her. Now that one will go over there. I need to get this hoist out of here. But anyways, I'll see you guys in another video. Not sure what the next one will be exactly, but all the anvil sizes that I've gotten so far have gotten dimension videos. Hopefully those are helpful. And hopefully you guys like to see my stand. So bye.